Hi, everyone. This is Betsy Worthel, your host of Chatting with Betsy on Passionate World Talk Radio, where our mantra is to educate, enlighten, and entertain. The views of the guest may not represent those of the station or the host. With me today, all the way from France, I'm so excited, is Tatiana Flow. And she is going to talk about removing the barrier between the head and the heart. Tatiana Flow is an abundance mentor. She combines energy and business, connecting spiritual and material. And she is a certified, I don't know if I can pronounce this right, Kundalini Activation Worker.
Kundalini.
Kundalini, thank you. Theta Healer, NLP, and Reiki Specialist. She's author of Elegantly Simple, a pocket-sized handbook for transformation. And Tatiana offers an array of courses and workshops, private sessions. Tatiana's background, she came from a poor USSR family. She worked on Wall Street for 15 years, and she has much more to tell us. So excited to hear your story. Welcome, Tatiana Flow, to Chatting with Betsy.
Thank you so much, Betsy. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here today.
I am excited, too, because I never heard of some of these things. I know what Reiki is. I'm very familiar with that. And I know what NLP is. What is, if you could pronounce that, Kundalini? Kundalini. Kundalini.
Yes. It's pronounced Kundalini. And Kundalini is basically an energy out of which everything is created, the energy of God, the energy of love, the energy of life, whatever you call it, the energy of universe, absolute. It's one for all of us, and we're connected with that energy. It's a life force energy as well that heals everything. For example, when I do the sessions for the clients, this energy basically finds the spots in the body. It's very intelligent, and it finds the spots in the body where blockage is located, because our traumas and some non-lived properly emotions are stored in the body. The body keeps the score, so that when I do the energy work, it finds the spots in the body to release them, and then people feel more free and more connected to themselves.
That's interesting. I would imagine so. So it's releasing. Does it release old trauma that's in your body?
It does that. Plus, releasing what blocks you from connecting to your true nature. Yes.
Wow, that's very interesting. And I probably didn't pronounce this right. What is Theta? You pronounce it Theta?
I'm not sure what you're... Theta healing. Theta healing, that's what you mean.
Theta healing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Theta healing is a type of hypnotherapy. Theta is one of the brain waves when you are, for example, when you are about to sleep but not sleeping yet. It's that theta wave that is active when you're super relaxed, and you can access subconscious mind, but you still remember what happens in the session. So it's a type of hypnotherapy when you bring the clients into the theta wave of their brain. But basically in my session, we touch all types of brain waves to connect energy, subconscious, and conscious all together.
That sounds very interesting. I was listening to, you know who Wayne Dyer is?
No.
And he was said, He is very into, energy and to thinking positive. And I just saw him on YouTube. He died a few years ago. But he said, before you go to sleep, think positive. Don't think, are you going to wake up tired or you're going to be stressed. Think you're going to have a good day, and that will be with you when you sleep. And I said, that's a good idea, because they say when you get up, you should be positive and say, a positive meditation. But not too many people talk about when you go to sleep to say something positive before you go to sleep. That's what that reminded me of.
That's probably, moreover, I actually just intuitively over the years, I've done some self-meditations. I would record meditations for myself and put the earplugs on to listen those meditations right before I'm going to sleep. And this way, I wouldn't need to create a space during the day, when I was busy and working and so on and so forth. I could just meditate with a guided meditation right before going to sleep, and it would go straight to my subconscious. So intuitively, I was doing it for myself for years. I've never heard about this technique. I was just doing it because I understood how it works. Yeah. So I support his idea, absolutely.
And I'm curious, how did you go from being a business woman to getting into all of the healing and the spiritual side of life?
Yeah. I always was a spiritual person. From the time I was a kid, I was interested in philosophy, in esoterics, mysticism, religions, and so on and so forth. So I was always drawn to it. But at the time, I didn't know how to apply it in life. And I felt that finance career is something down to earth. So I went with that, and I built a successful finance career. And I also was in real estate. I had my own business, my own startup. And 2.5 years ago, I lived through what's called, many would call Kundalini awakening. It was a spontaneous process when the energy was pumping through my body, and the word Kundalini just came to me. I knew that's what it is, even though I didn't know what exactly is happening to me. I started to research later. And after that, many things have changed because I was always drawn to actually work with the clients and, to psychology and building life based on the knowledge I intuitively knew. Plus, I read plenty of books and courses and so on and so forth. I had so much knowledge to share how to, create your life. But I felt that if I start talking about that, people would judge me. And finance world is a safe, place to be. And after Kundalini awakening has happened spontaneously, I could not longer not share. And I changed many things in my life to actually completely and fully to come back to my true self, true nature, and live it. So now I work with clients, helping them to connect to their true nature, feel life deeply, and that's basically my story. So I was always drawn to it and always using spiritual and psychological techniques in my life to build, my life the way I want. And now I'm helping others to remember how to do that.
That's very interesting, because I think a lot of times, Tatiana, that especially women, men probably experience this too, but as a female, I'm going to talk on my female side of my view. I think that we are afraid, in a way, to show our true selves, and sometimes to discover our true selves and what our purpose is, because we're afraid of people judging us and saying, no, you can't do that, you shouldn't do that. And people, society, like to put individuals in little boxes, I call it, of, here, you belong in this box and you belong in that box, and that's not how it is. We shouldn't squash people's abilities and talents to be who they are. Absolutely.
But also on my path, I realized that the only real person who judges me is myself. And as soon as I started to do what I truly love doing and what I'm drawn to do, so many people are grateful for the work I'm doing. And even those who I would think would judge, they support. But some people, whatever you do, some people will like you, some people won't. Some people will support you, some people won't. So as soon as you do something that you like and you feel that it's your true, mission in life, that's what matters. Everything else is irrelevant, really. You create your own world around.
Yes, and isn't it freeing, Tatiana? It's so freeing to be for someone to be themselves and to enjoy doing what they're doing, and especially when they're helping others. And just say, this is what I'm meant to do, and I'm going to do it no matter what. I think it's very freeing.
Yes, very freeing. And that's what I actually, the message I bring to my clients, the message about freedom to be your authentic self, no matter what other people think. There are different people that think different things. What's important is what you think for yourself. What's important is your relationship with yourself, because you are the person with whom you have the longest and most important relationship in your life. Parents come and go, partners come and go, kids come and go, in and out of your life one way or another. But yourself is always there for this lifetime. So that's where you should focus on.
Yes, absolutely. I was on Instagram. I used to watch Bruce Lee movies. He was a martial arts expert in the 70s. Mm-hmm. And I heard him say, don't even jokingly put yourself down, say negative thoughts, because your brain doesn't know that you're joking. Be positive. Mm-hmm. Tell yourself positive things and not negative, not even a joking manner. Sometimes we'll say, oh, that was stupid of me, or, that was dumb of me. Don't even say that, folks. Just say, oh, yeah, you know what? I made a mistake. Okay, what can I learn from it? And go on. But we that's very but we tend to put ourselves down. So how does someone remove the barrier between their head and their heart to get to where they should be with themselves?
Well, first of all, I think, again, we're trying to put life in a perspective where it's not. It's much. There's much more layers to it, and those intuitive part of you is actually what is authentic and true about yourself. And listening to your intuition before putting it into logic is very important. So we, most of people think, that it doesn't make sense, even though I feel drawn to it, it doesn't make sense, so I'm not going to go there, preventing themselves from living their true, authentic lives. But when you follow intuition, when you listen to your intuition first, and then use your logical brain to help you find solution to what intuitively you want, desire truly in your life, then it's a completely different story. And it's a different approach to life, different quality of life when you learn to do that. It's also about state of being, a very specific state of being when you feel free to do what you truly want. And again, you create your world around yourself, around how you want it, not how somebody else wants it. And then you can create from that place, you can create anything, because this world is really an abundant place. You can create wealth, you can create healthy relationships, you can create beautiful experiences for yourself, anything you want, as soon as you listen to your true self and don't afraid to go and towards that, towards your true self.
I love that, Tatiana, because a lot of people don't listen to their intuition. And I feel that I've always followed my intuition. You could call it, I guess, intuition, gut instinct, because it won't, in my opinion and in my experience, it will not fail. It doesn't fail me. Like if I think something's unsafe, I won't do it. If I get an instinct, an intuition about someone, then I follow that. Intuition is just very strong with me. It's like I can't explain some things. There's no way I can explain like what I know. My son is funny. He says, "Mom, you know everything." I said, "No, I don't know everything, but I just know, I just feel that some things are going to go a certain way, and most of the time I'm right, and people, don't believe you." Like, for instance, my husband had early onset Alzheimer's. I knew, Tatiana, that it was his time to die. I knew he was dying. I knew it. And I had a time frame of when he was going to die. But the doctors and the hospice team didn't believe me. But I knew it. I knew it deep in my soul. So I tell people, especially caregivers, follow your intuition, because it's not wrong.
It's the only that is true there, absolutely. And my mom had an Alzheimer for 12 years as well, so I can relate to the feelings. But she actually was a long-lived Alzheimer. 12 years is a long time.
Yeah, it's. I had an instinct, and I told my husband Matt this. I said, "I feel you're going to get Alzheimer's early." I didn't know you at that time you could get in your 50s. I was thinking, in his 60s, and he did. He was diagnosed at the age of 56. And there's just some things that I just, I could know, and it's really, I guess it's a gift. I was gifted in that way. Do you teach your... go ahead.
I believe all of us have answers inside us, and all of us, in a way, know the future. Some of us are afraid to look into that, right? Or afraid they're right or wrong or whatever. But intuitively, we'll know. And when we take it with acceptance and curiosity, it's definitely a gift. And the more you connect it to yourself, the more you can see the future in a good way. Because if you connect it to your spirit, then you created the best possible way for you without resistance and without turbulence around it and around events that are coming your way.
Yes, and I feel, Tatiana, that when somebody is in touch with themselves, being their authentic self, and happy and peaceful, they bring that energy to the people around them. And I feel like
Yes.
you're going to be more successful because you're going to draw positive people to you. You become attractive to positive people, a higher vibration of people.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, when you think positive, I feel all positively thinking and negatively thinking want to be around you, and you need to be just yourself careful with the surrounding you create for yourself. But definitely positive thinking and this energy of gratitude and love towards life, towards what's happening, towards your own creation in life is set for you to not only have success but deep satisfaction from life itself, which is important.
Yes, yes. And I feel that gratitude is lacking, in the world today. And, I have to say that I am more grateful now and have a sense of gratitude now at the age of 65 than I ever did in my life. Mm-hmm. I see how precious and fragile life is. And even though circumstances might come up that are not great, I still try to appreciate, and enjoy and see the positive in every day, because every day is a gift. And really I'm learning, to enjoy life more now. But, I wish I knew in my 20s what I know now. But there wasn't all this education and people out there like you, Tatiana, teaching people. We didn't have that back then. But just being, the spirit of gratitude. And, people might say, how can you be grateful? Your husband died. Well, I'm grateful for Matt's journey. I'm grateful for what his journey brought to my life. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for Matt. So I have a lot to be grateful for. It's your perspective, right? It's how you look at things.
Yes, with gratitude. Every experience, I believe every single experience is in this life is here for us to align with our true nature, to deeply experience life, including the death of the loved ones. My mom passed away this February, and I'm with you. It was an intense event in my life, but that was more of tears of love and gratitude for life. And so many things has opened to me with that event. It's just an incredible gratitude for that and all the layers I learned on the path of my mom's disease and my mom passing away. It's beautiful. It's beautiful in its own way. So learning to see the beauty in every single event, in everything in your life, makes just the quality of life so different.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry about the passing of your mom, and I'm glad that you understand what I'm saying, that even in someone's death, it's their life. It's the beauty that they gave to others, and the love. And that doesn't go away. It remains. It lives on.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And can you tell us about your book that I read in the press release about you? Is that available for sale? Elegantly Simple?
Yes, Elegantly Simple, available for sale on Amazon on Kindle. And it's the book that was born last year as a combination of the truth, fundamental, universal truth that has opened to me. And that everything is one at the end of the day. We are one with everything. We are not separate. And we create our life from our internal world into the external world. That's how the reality is created. So when you are not satisfied with your current life for some reason, first of all, be grateful anyway for what you have. It attracts more abundance. But secondly, think what you can change within yourself to change life around you. Make an internal shift to create an external reality. Plus many other things that I explained in the book in terms of time and space. It does not exist for the energy, and it exists only in this material realm. And in this material realm, the shortest path to find yourself, to find God, to feel life differently beyond the material realm is actually through increasing your sensitivity through the body, because body feels everything. All emotions are stuck or go through the body. And that's the quickest way to be in tune with your intuition through the body as well. And I explain about Kundalini and that conscious sex is the shortest path to God. Again, because of the increasing sensuality that you can practice, and you can go into that act with not like 99% people are doing, but literally can touch God. You can find so much beyond that material reality if you approach it consciously and increase your sensuality or in general in life.
That sounds just wonderful, Tatiana. And you offer on your website an array of courses and workshops and private sessions. So if somebody wants to get in contact with you, they would just go on your website and contact you that way?
Yes, correct. My website is tatianaflow.com, and I have some upcoming online sessions, group sessions, and teaching people how to work with Kundalini energy. They're coming in October, and you can also reach me out to arrange a free discovery session where we meet, talk, and see how we can work together. How can I help you to remember your true nature, to live this life gracefully, with bliss, with pleasure, no matter what happens in your life, and to be connected to life fully. How to work with energy. I already taught dozens of people to work with energy and to help others. They're doing healing sessions right now. So, there is a range of things that I'm offering. Come to my website, and I'll be happy to meet you.
That sounds wonderful, Tatiana. I always tell people, you're never too old to change. You're never too old to learn. As long as we're living, breathing, learn. Once you stop that, you're not really living. You can learn to live a full life, no matter what your past was. You can start new and get in touch with yourself. Expand, exactly. Like so many people are like, they think they're stuck in a rut. They don't like how they are. They complain, but they don't want to do the work, the inner work to help themselves. Folks, you have to want to help yourself. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. You could go to a therapist, but if you're not doing that inner work, therapist isn't going to be able to help you, but so much. We have to want to help ourselves. And Tatiana Flow, I'm excited. I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to have you on the show, because I think what you're doing is fabulous. I went on your website. You have a lot to offer. And I want to encourage the audience, check out the website. Check out Tatiana Flow. You have nothing to lose. Free discovery call. Check it out. All the information about Tatiana Flow and I love the last name, Flow, will be in the blog that Jeannie White, who's station manager, writes. So I want to thank you, Tatiana, Flow, for coming on the show today. And
thank you so much.
You're welcome, and doing, the wonderful work that you do, because, what, folks, if we're not living our authentic selves, then we're not truly living. It only took me till my 60s to discover that. Don't wait until you're my age. Don't wait till you're in your 60s. You young people have your whole life ahead. Learn this now. Learn to be your authentic self and do what is meaningful to you. Of course, if you are my age or older, never too late to change, never too late to know what your purpose is and to do it.
Absolutely.
Excuse me.
All true.
Well, thank you, Tatiana Flow, for coming on Chatting with Betsy, and I really appreciate talking to you. And I have to ask you, because I'm curious, what part of the USSR are you originally from?
I was born in Moldavia, former USSR country, and then in when USSR was falling apart, my parents moved to Russia, and I grew up in a rural Russian town. And then as I grew up, I realized that it's not the environment where I want to live. So I moved to St. Petersburg, then I moved to Moscow. From there, I moved to Boston, New York. I lived in New York for 8 years, Miami a couple years ago, and now I live between Miami and south of France.
Wow, that's cool. What part of New York did you live in?
I was living mostly in the Hamptons, but I was living in the city for cumulatively a year. And from the Hamptons, I would often come to the city as well.
Oh, okay. I live about an hour away from Manhattan, and my mother's parents were from Russia. Now it's considered as Ukraine, but back 100 years ago, it was part of Russia. They lived around Kiev, in a small town, and it's very interesting. But yes, you led a fascinating life. You still do. So I want to encourage the audience to go on TatianaFlow.com. The information will be in the blog, as I said. So please read the blog. And I want to thank Jeannie White, who's station manager, who produces the show and writes the blog. And I want to thank Lillian Caldwell, who's CEO of Passionate World Talk Radio, who makes this all possible. And also the link to Tatiana Flow's book, Elegantly Simple, which is on Amazon.com, will be listed in the blog also. And I want to thank everyone for listening, subscribing. If you don't already, subscribe to Chatting with Betsy. Please do so, because I have a phenomenal guest. I am on iHeart, Spreaker, Spotify, YouTube, just to name a few. I have guests on that I think are phenomenal resources that help people live a better life. And I want people to know that, to know you're not alone. There is help. And I would like for everyone to share the show so other people can be helped, because I want to help as many people as possible. And I need your help to do that, to share the show and tell people about Chatting with Betsy. And I appreciate that. And as I always say at the end of my show, in a world where you could be anything, to please be kind, shine your light bright, because if we all did that, it would be a much kinder, brighter world. And we certainly do need that. And you could follow me on Facebook, Betsy, B-E-T-S-Y, Wurzel, W-U-R-Z-E-L. And I'm also on LinkedIn. So thank you, everyone, for listening. Until we chat again, be safe. This is Betsy Wurzel, your host of Chatting with Betsy on Passionate World Talk Radio. Bye-bye now.